Okay, today we continue with our class Laws of Shabbos. Today, class number 61. And we start with Sefer Shmiras Lashon. Okay. And today's topic is a swindler comes to town. People who speak Lashon Hara tend to rationalize their sinful behavior with contention that the listener wanted to hear the gossip and that he obviously enjoyed it. Okay, that's a good, very good explanation, right? Moreover, the two remained good friends after their discussion. Could one really be guilty of causing his listener harm when he obviously had such a good time? The fallacy of such a thinking can be explained in the following parable. And that's, I mean, we had a good time. I told them what's going on with, I had these people, like, I think it's everywhere. Same people that they everywhere, like, they discuss other people, where did you go, what happened, who did you see, and how is this guy, how is that guy. It's unbelievable. And it's a man, forget about women, but it's even men. 1 second. Okay. All right. So let's see, what is the parable? A swindler came to a certain town and disguised himself as a respected leader of the community. When a visitor arrived in the town, the swindler welcomed him and like an old friend, and invited him to a local inn where the two could enjoy each other's company. At the inn, the swindler said, "It's been so many years since the last time we saw one another. My joy is indescribable. This calls for celebration. Please go to the counter and tell the manager to serve us the very best of everything he has to offer. Of course, I'll pay the bill." Okay, so let's see what happened. The two wined and dined until they both eaten more than their fill. Okay, we just discussed it today, right? Overeating. At that point, the swindler slipped out the door, leaving his guest double quote, with an enormous bill to pay. The poor fellow explained to the manager that what had transpired, but to no avail. "All I know," said the manager, "is that you came to the counter and ordered all that food and drink. Whatever happened between you and that other fellow is of no concern to me. Pay up." Which is good, right? I think it's amazing parable. One who listens to Lashon Hara is like the visitor in our parable. The listener is happy and feels no enmity toward the speaker, who seems to be entertaining him free of charge. The listener sees that the speaker is his dear confidant, who tells him private information that might not be divulged to others. But all this only on this world, while the shop is open and the merchant extend the credit. It's per Kiava Street warning. In the next world, however, when the ledger is open and collector make their rounds, one will have to stand judgment for having listened to and accept forbidden talk. Even every word that he listened to will be recorded there, and he will have to pay the very heavy price. So from this, what I learned from this, so since it is very heavy price, and maybe that the speaker is not does not realize it, so just say, "I don't want to listen to it. Leave." You understand? So I have to go, have to run, and start running. Literally, start. I have to. I forgot. I need to go some. I need to make this call. Somebody's waiting. That's it. You're actually doing him a favor. Him and yourself, of course.
Rabbi, let's say you're going to speak constructive, right? You're going to give an example, okay, of this person, okay? Constructive example. But the person you're talking about doesn't want you to give this example of him.
So it's not constructive.
Not allowed.
constructive purpose is when you're trying to help somebody. You understand? So like you're trying to help that person, the third party that you're talking about. So and you're talking to his confidence, like some like that he trusts that can affect him. Otherwise, if you want to give an example, give a general example.
Mm-hmm.
For example, you don't like some kind of behavior. So you can say in general there are people like but don't give details that would lead that person to understand who you're talking about. General, change the details, and most people not that smart. They would not catch like figure who you're talking about. All right, so they're not smart, and we have to take advantage of it. All right, so let's start. So today we're on page 374, and we continue. Actually, no, not continue. We start a new chapter. What is it? 27, and the new melacha that we're going to learn today, BeEzrat HaShem, scraping, the macheik. Okay. Number one.
Right, before we start, I remember seeing something in a sefer. I have absolutely no clue where. I thought it was in the Rabbi Simcha Cohen books, right? Where it talks about biting your lip, right?
Okay.
So I thought I saw somewhere that you're not allowed. I don't know I forgot the lashon, but it said something about cutting off with scissors the top of the dead skin.
Yeah.
Where does it say this? Where does it say this? It says in the Rabbi Simcha Cohen books. You heard such a thing?
Yes. Yeah. So it's not normal way of doing things. Biting your lips is a normal way. Cutting with a scissor is not normal way.
So it's okay. Not okay.
No, that's not okay. But in case of the great need, that's what you do. Not to bite off, but cut with the scissor.
Understood.
So it would be shiner. In this case, it's shiner.
And also in regards to biting your lips, so you can either bite, right, or let's say with your bottom jaw, right. Let's say there's your top lip has some dead skin on it, okay, something like that. Okay, so with your bottom jaw, okay, with your teeth, you scrape the top of your lip. Does that count as biting or no?
I cannot imagine. I cannot visualize what it's talking about.
I hear.
The bottom jaw.
Okay.
I think it's better like to put a chapstick, and that's it. I thought like not outside, but before you live in the house and nobody sees, because outside might look like men do whatever this what the way women do, but many men do that. It's not like it's for protection basically. So, but if you do it inside, that's good. Outside, not so recommended.
And also scraping, we have to worry about that on Shabbos too with chopsticks.
Yes. So, but scraping, it's a big melacha. So let's start. Okay. I mean, a lot of information basically. Okay, so the melacha, macheik, scraping is one of the 39 avos melachas on Shabbos. The av melacha is based on activity performed during the construction of the Mishna. One such activity was scraping the hair of the animal hides, and that were used for the Mishkan covering. The melacha of scraping based on this activity. Okay, so I think it's very, very straightforward. Like if you look at the height of, I don't know, like cow, goat, right? It has a lot of hairs, right? And when you look at the leather, it has 0 hairs. So how did it get? So basically they put like, I don't know, with a stone, something like sharp instrument, they would cut off the hair. You understand? That's the thing. Okay, so definition. So this melacha, memacheik, is it defined as scraping a rough surface in order to smooth it out. So basically, just remember this definition. So the surface was rough, and whatever you do, so you make it smooth out. So that's why that's exactly one of the reasons that we said women cannot apply lipstick, and nobody can do this chapstick, right, on Shabbos. Yeah, or cream also not allowed.
But even lipstick, it's already smooth though. Like so wouldn't it be a durabanan?
No. You smooth your lips.
Ah, okay, understood.
And no. I'm sorry. Plus, no, I apologize. And plus, you smooth the lipstick itself. And same with what is it with the deodorant. So if you have this style, right, this like a deodorant stick, you cannot use it on Shabbos. The ball, I'm not sure. I mean, you know what ball is? Yeah. So this is no problem because it's plastic, right? It's made of plastic, and you don't do anything to the ball. Correct? You know what I'm trying to say?
A ball?
A ball, like a deodorant, and there is a ball.
Yeah.
So and there is like a more liquidish deodorant. So when you roll the ball, so it's, you understand? Stick not allowed. This is allowed if needed. Okay, so continue. Okay, so all right, continue. Now, part number 3: materials to which the melacha applies. The melacha of scraping applies wherever smoothing the surface of the item causes some of it to be scraped away. Okay, here examples: heights. One smooths animal hides by scraping away the hair. That's like straightforward, right? B, stone. There is a scraping away the rough surface of the stone wall. Okay, I mean, but with something hard, I would say. C, wood, right? One who sends rough wood scrape away the top layer. Okay, so it's like I would say more like tough example. I mean, it's not very practical, but let's say leather. See the practical application. So basically, as we said before, that's why you cannot like apply cream on your shoes because it's going to smooth out. Okay. So we're going directly to practical applications. Very interesting. Scraping the leather shoes. It is forbidden to forcefully rub leather against the thin edge metal object, for by doing so, one scrape away bits of the leather and smooths out. So basically, the way I understand, he's talking about here the leather sole, right, on the bottom part. But even if it's rubber, I don't think like it makes any difference. Still, you can scrape off the rubber.
Oh, right. In regards to, let's say, is there a malach or maybe a rabbanan for the opposite of scraping? Let's say something touches another thing, it becomes more coarse.
Same thing, more coarse.
More coarse.
Yeah. Okay, explain, please. Give me an example.
This isn't the best example, but let's say with braces in my teeth, right? Okay, so let's say they broke a little bit to the sides, okay? And now every time, let's say I bite or something like that, right? It scrapes the inside of my gums, right? So this would be making it more coarse, the opposite of more smooth. So I'm asking if there's any cases in which making something more coarse is forbidden.
One more time. So could you say this example one more time? I didn't get the details. One more time.
With one's braces, right? Let's say they broke a little bit on the sides, okay?
So braces broke. Okay, continue.
Right. Okay, so now when you bite or talk or something like that, okay? So it scratches your gums, right? The inside of your jaw. Okay,
so this broken piece of braces is scratching the gums. Okay.
Correct. And so it does the opposite of the malach of scraping and makes it more coarse. It makes the inside of your mouth more coarse. Correct?
Okay.
So I'm asking if there are any cases in which making something more coarse is forbidden.
I don't think so. But that does not make your gum bleed, right? Does
No,
it?
as far as I know, I don't know, but not now.
Okay, so I think in this case there is no problem. For sure, it does not smooth out. For sure, not, because as you said, if anything, it makes more coarse. I don't think it is a problem. I don't think. Okay, let's continue. Therefore, one who wishes to remove dirt from his leather shoes may not forcibly scrape them against a piece of metal. Although his intention is simply to remove the dirt, and he inevitably scrape away the thin layer of the sole, as the sole as well, thereby violating the law of scraping. One is permitted, however, gently rub the leather shoes against the metal, or a gentle rubbing. For a gentle rubbing, will not necessarily a result of scraping of the leather. So let's see, note, and we're going to explain. It is forbidden to rub dry mud of the shoes on Shabbos. Since the mud crumbles, this violates the milach of grinding. Okay, so I mean, there's several things that's going on. So the guy has the leather shoes, right? Leather sole. It's not the shoes, it's sole. Or even, I'm not sure why he saw only leather. I mean, leather, I would say, would be like a biblical, right? But this it's not biblical because it's not for constructive purpose. You understand? So all of this is so far is rabbinical, but still, I mean, it's prohibited, but rabbinical. So he has mud on the shoes, and he wants to go home. Get into the house in the shoes, so he tried to scrape the mud. I mean, we live in a city, so it does not really apply to us. But if you have we live out of state, I think, like in a village or something, so it would make perfect sense. Like, for example, in Muncie, in Lakewood, in other towns when people walk to to the further shows, they have to travel on the side of the road, right? And of course they would go into the mud sometime. So that's very applicable to them, not very applicable to us, but anyway, the concept is that when you try to scrape this mud from your shoes against something like sharp or like a metal or stone, for sure there's some of the leather, the sole is going to be smoothed out.
Right. You say stone, but over here it says what's it called? An object, which is what's it called? Sharper as far as thin edged. So why say stone?
Stone, I tell you, usually the stairs, right? Are not made from metal.
Oh.
Maybe sometimes, I don't know. I haven't. Mostly, it's a brick.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so brick, I mean, stone brick. So it looks like it's soft, but it's not soft. So you can smooth out the salt. That's why I said stone.
Understand.
Okay, and all right, and one more reminder that they say, so if it's a dry mud, you're not allowed. You remember why? Because it's grinding. So we said that grinding. We spoke about grinding, correct or not? I think so, yeah. So grinding, we said, applies only to everything that grows from the ground. So of course, mud is from the ground, right? So it's like exception. So if it's a wet mud, there is no problem whatsoever. To remove it, we said even you can wash it out, like whatever. So there is no problem. But dry mud is forbidden.
Rabbi, just to clarify, with dry mud, I'm allowed to use a baby wipe though?
No.
Not allowed. Right here.
Because it would be laundry.
Got it.
That's a different thing. Okay, so continue. One is permitted to forcibly rub the leather shoes on one's shoe against the piece of wood. or stone pavement. Very interesting. For these items, do not scrape the leather. I'm not sure why stone or like stone pavement. Scrape the leather, very good. I'm not sure why he said that. Not sure. Okay, so let's maybe the stone would be questionable, but wood, I think it's a good example. So it's like softer kind of wood. So of course, okay, no problem. Continue. Part number 5, memareach, smoothing. Okay. Memareach, smoothing, is a talada of the melacha of menachek. Okay, so talada, we said, just to remind us, talada is a like branch out, but it's still on the same level of biblical, right? It's just a separate branch. And an activity, so smoothing, right? An activity whose form and purpose is similar to the particular of melacha is talada. Okay, here's the explanation. So one more time, an activity whose form and purpose is similar to that particular av melacha is talada, is a subcategory of av melacha. Okay, so it's very similar but a little different. Okay. Whenever the Torah prohibits the given melacha, the prohibition includes both av melacha and taladas. Okay, that's exactly what we need. Not sure why he explained only now. I mean, I already talked about this taladas before. Okay, but okay, it's still useful, right? So one more time, talada is not, some people say, I heard it many times. No, they said, but it's talada, it's rabbinical. No, talada is not rabbinical. Talada is the same biblical. Okay. A definition. Memareach is defined as a rubbing or smearing of thick glutinous substance in order to smooth out the surface. For example, the examples are beeswax, tar, animal fat. Okay, so basically you try to rub those in to make the surface smooth. Rubbing or spreading these or similar substances in order to smooth them is forbidden by Torah law. Okay, so I mean, to add to whatever I said, it's actually to make smooth the surface, right, first, and then spread them out, right, also forbidden. So basically, it doesn't matter why you're doing this, for this reason, for that reason. Okay.
Rabbi, if something is already, we'll give you this example. Let's say I have a crayon, right, already smooth, or lipstick, or whatever. It's already smooth. Do I get a rabbanan or do I get deraisa?
No. It's still it's still the way to improve it. You understand? So you still smoothing it better. That's still an issue.
Understood. Okay.
Like the shoes. I mean, they were perfect, right, from factory, right? They were done by all of this technology, all the machines. So now, of course, I mean, but you try, like, it looks like you're trying to improve it. Okay, so let's see the Torah prohibition. By Torah law, one is forbidden to smooth out any substance that is thick enough to hold its shape. So that's we must remember this explanation. One more time, I'm going to read. The Torah law is one is forbidden to smooth out any substance that is thick enough to hold its shape. For example, beeswax, stick deodorant, and desitin. That's for sure, right? In other words, if substance is thick enough that one pokes a hole in it with a finger, and hole remains even after the finger is withdrawn. It is substance whose smoothing biblically prohibited on Shabbos. Okay, so here's the thing. So you have this jar of cream, right? You open the jar, so you put your finger in, you take the finger out. So if the hole that you made is going to stay for indefinite amount of time, so it is biblical. If it's going to the hole is going to close, it is rabbinical. So what would be example, like a baby oil, right? Or you have any kind of oil, right? So you put a finger, so it is going to close, so it is not biblical. Continue. See, rabbinic prohibition. Number one, less thick substances. Substances of lesser density are not included in the biblical prohibition of smoothing. However, the sages were concerned that allowing people to smear these permitted substances would lead them to smear forbidden substances as well. They were therefore extended to memarech, prohibition to include less thick substances too. Okay, so let's read example and we're going to explain. For example, example of the substance prohibited under this decree is a very thick, heavy oil. See Shabbos 145b. Very heavy oil. Okay, such oil does not hold shape. After lying on surface for a while, it becomes flat. The flat and needs no smoothing. Okay. Nonetheless, smoothing it is forbidden by rabbinic decree. Thick lotions are included in this prohibition or rabbinic prohibition. So I'm not sure what kind of oil and I'm not sure. Maybe they use this kind of oil, I don't know, for some technical use, but whatever we use only like vegetable oil, olive oil, so they're not as dense, right? So okay, so basically our sages were afraid that who is going to remember this rule, that you could poke you with a finger and it's going to stay or it's not going to stay. So they say all of the creams, all of the more or less dense substances are forbidden, basically. Okay, so by rabbinic decree, of course. Okay, number two, placing thick substances without smoothing them by biblical law. Smoothing them by biblical law, one is permitted to place even a thick glutinous substance, such as beeswax or fat, into the sources of Shabbos, provided he does not smooth it out. However, the sages were concerned that one who places this type of substance into the sources will unthinkingly smooth the substance and inadvertently transgress the Torah prohibition of memarech. Therefore, let's finish. Therefore, they extended the memarech prohibition to include even placing these substances without smoothing them. Any question?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's say I have something that's temporarily would be a derisa, such as, let's say I had ice cream, okay? I'm not eating it. Let's say mamish, I just took
No. It does not apply to food.
Yeah. So this is where I'm getting to.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm saying, let's say I had ice cream, okay? But I decided not to eat it, okay? And then simply I smear it across the table or something like that, okay? Something like that. I don't use it for eating purposes, okay? Now, the ice cream, okay, temporarily it's going to hold its shape, it's going to do everything, it's going to be like straight,
Mm-hmm.
but then it's going to melt. So let's say you have the same type of substance, but it's simply not edible, it's not a food. What would the din be? Since it's temporarily falls under the derisa.
No, but even temporarily, it's not allowed.
I hear, but is it going to be derabbanan now?
But in this case, this case of ice cream is not a good example, because there is no problem with the smoothing ice cream.
I understand, but let's say it wasn't ice cream. If it wasn't edible, would it be a derabbanan or derisa if I were to?
No, it would be derabbanan. Yes. But okay, but what we're talking about what here? It's very interesting. So they say this technically, if you just dab right on your skin without this thick substance and you don't smooth it out, so it's not biblical basically. But rabbis say don't do it because you might get to and smooth it out. So basically, I think maybe it's in this book, maybe not. Just to tell you, so with the medicine. So when when somebody needs some medicine to be applied, some like cream or ointment, right, on his skin, for whatever reason, like he does not feel good and stuff like that. So we just dab a little and we push with a let's say with a band-aid to smooth it out. So it will be indirectly. So you did something that is allowed and you finish the process indirectly. You understand? That's how we use it, like this solution. You do only part of the job. Okay. Continue. This rabbinic prohibition applies even at times of the lesser density, whose smoothing is forbidden by rabbinic law only. So all of this, not all of it, but many like creams and ointments that we'll use, it's not as thick as they're talking about. According to one, it's forbidden to apply a thick oil to a wound on Shabbos, even if he does not smooth the oil out. Okay. Continue. D. Substances that are excluded from the prohibition of smoothing. Thin liquids such as ordinary oil or vitamin E oil are not subject to the prohibition of smoothing. Since these liquids are without thickness, it is not possible to smooth them. Therefore, one is permitted to smear these substances into the surface on Shabbos. So, like baby oils, or for example, somebody have like dry hands, and like in the winter he feels like pain. So go take some olive oil. That should help. You understand? So it's concerning this D. Next one, E. Applying the prohibition of smoothing to items of food. Okay, exactly our question. Here we go. Smoothing item of food. The poskim disagree as to whether or not the melach of smoothing applies to items of food. So I would say like if you want to like spread put some spread on your bread, for example, right? So if you like looking for perfection and stuff like that, so it would be a problem, right? But if you just put it on top, so there is no problem, I think. Okay, continue. The Rema in Orach Chaim 321 19 rules that it does not. Okay, meaning so the prohibition of smoothing does not apply to food. Here isn't that since food can be eaten without being smooth. Very interesting, right? The smoothing does not create a beneficial change of the food. Therefore, it is permitted. By contrast, smoothing non-food items is beneficial. For example, it aids their use. Therefore, it is forbidden. So one more time, for food items, it's not according to Rama. But as we said, not everybody agree. We're going to see, right? If for food items, since you can eat like in any way. So if you want to put the bread on the butter on the bread. I'm sorry, butter on a piece of bread you want to put. So I mean, if it's perfectly smooth, or all of the corners all around, or just pieces of butter on top. So I mean, it does not make any difference to the. I mean, it does not change anything to the bread, right? Okay. So continue. However, the Rama concludes that in certain situations, one who acts stringently in this manner of smooth food is blessed. So that like some place, I'm not sure how many places, but Rema and other Mishna Brura, other people say so. Our poskim, not people, our poskim say that it's not necessary, but if you do it, it's going to be a blessing. So that's exactly what we're trying to do. This stringency applies to food that is smooth for decorative purposes, such as icing on a cake. I'm not sure why would they do icing on a cake on Shabbos, but that's a different story. Since in this case, the purpose of smoothing is aesthetic, it does not need to create beneficial change in the food. Therefore, one should preferably refrain from smoothing the food for this purpose. So for aesthetic only. So I mean, preferably do before Shabbos. It's if you must do it on Shabbos. So don't like do it once. Go maybe over it once and don't try to fix whatever is it, just leave it. If everyone spreads food in order to cover the large area, is it, for example, spreading butter on bread, but does not care whether the surface appears smooth, okay, this stringency does not apply, right? So he can do whatever he wants. Therefore, one is permitted to spread even thick food, for example, butter, egg salad, or tuna salad, into the slice of bread on Shabbos, provided one is not attempting to make the surface of the food appear smooth. Okay, so but the problem is with the smooth to make the smooth out salad, so to look nicer, like in your bowl. That's the problem.
Rabbi, when we say over here going to the Ramah, that in certain cases aesthetic would be a problem, right? Like it's better.
No, he said does not apply to food, period, right? But he said whoever does not do it is going to be blessed.
Correct. So those cases where we say it's preferable not to do it for aesthetic reasons, right?
Yes.
Okay. So in those cases, would it count as using an ice cream scooper instead of, let's say, a spoon or a fork to get it out of the carton? Would that count as aesthetic? Because one wants it to look nice.
No. It's a usual way of doing things.
Understood.
It's a special thing to get the ice cream.
Got it. Okay.
Continue. We explained above that the melach of smoothing applies to various animals' fats and oils. Right? Although these items of food, the prohibition concerns cases in which these items are being used for purposes other than eating. For example, lubrication. Okay. Food that is used for other purposes may not be smooth on Shabbos. So I'm not sure what other foods, beeswax. I'm not sure. I think they use it in medicine, but I'm not sure for what. Okay. Continue. So one more time. So all of this example, they say animal fat. So you're allowed to eat animal fat. There is no problem. Let's say there is not nothing normal fat. There is some prohibited fat. Halal, right? So of course we don't need those, but let's say this permitted fat. So you can use it for lubrication and you can use it for food. So food no problem, but others problem. Okay. Part number two. Number two, it's in E, right? Applying prohibition of smoothing items of food. Okay, so number two, squeezing food out of the tube. That's a good, right? One is permitted to squeeze the food out of the tube, even though the food is smooth when it emerges from the tube. Since one who squeezes tube is not smoothing the previously uneven surface, the affirmation stringency does not apply. So you want to get some ketchup, right? You try to squeeze some ketchup, there is no problem, basically. Okay. So part number 6, practical applications. Smoothing items of food. Okay, icing a cake. It is the best not to spread decorative icing or cream into a cake on Shabbos, since one's aim is to smooth the surface. That's for sure. She wants to make it pretty. If, however, one does not attempt to give the icing or cream a smooth appearance, one is permitted to spread it on Shabbos. Just because she needs another layer of this cream, so that's a different story, right? But not go into details and make it very, very smooth. That's an issue. Okay, number 2, food. Yeah, go ahead.
Going back to that example, making something coarse, right? The opposite of scraping, okay? So let's say I have a cake, right? The cake is done. The cream was smoothed before Shabbos, right? But I want to add some decoration, so what do? I, with a knife, right, make some loops around the cake, so on and so forth. So that would be the opposite of smoothing, I'm sure. So would that be a Durabanan or no?
You make a loops.
No, you make like, I don't know, so around, you know how they do it, like loops or whatever, like around the cake. Well, what?
Oh, okay, some yeah. So no, there is no problem with 7.
No problem. Mm-hmm.
No. Okay, so number 2. A person may squeeze food out of the tube on Shabbos, for example, cream, provided no decorative or useful shape is formed. Okay, so that's exactly what you are talking about, right? So I mean, not exactly, but similar. Okay. So, but he's trying to decorate, right? Commentary. Note, see page 169, Shabbos Kitchen, regarding the permissibility using whipped cream from the pressurized can on Shabbos. So I think it's not allowed because this cream changes the substance. So it was liquid and now it's solid. That's the issue. Although the food is smooth, when it emerges from the tube, so I mean, for us to understand, I think it's ketchup, good example, or mustard, whatever we used. He has not smoothed the previously uneven surface. Therefore, it had not violated the melach of smoothing. So I mean, that's a good example. Continue. Number 3, smoothing egg salad or tuna salad. If one purpose is to make the food looks presentable, it's the best that one not smooth these dishes on Shabbos. The same applies to the platter of the mashed potatoes, or to any other food of this consistency. So basically, you have to be very careful with the salad. So when you try to serve, of course, you want to make it as presentable as possible. It's not allowed to smooth out.
Okay, but what if you make something more not more presentable, but you smooth it out more to eat it? Let's say on a cracker, it would be hard to eat egg salad on a cracker if it was not smoothed out. And what's
you see, if you try to smooth it out, it's not allowed. But if you just put it like because you want to feel the whole space of cracker, there is no problem. You understand? You just try to get as much salad as possible in the cracker. That's a different story.
So if I try to smooth it out just so that it doesn't fall off, I'm not
exactly. Okay, number 4, spreading butter, jelly, etc. One is permitted to spread butter, jelly, cream, or any other food on bread, provided that one's purpose is simply to cover the bread and not to smooth the surface of the spread. So I think that's exactly your example. Right. So you're trying to cover the surface, not to smooth out. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's say there was chunky peanut butter, okay? And I smooth it out dafka because I want it smoothed out, okay? Does it still count as a malach even a derabanan or no? Because the chunky bits themselves are not smooth. So can we call it smoothing?
This is chunky, I would say, by its consistency, it would be biblical. I mean, as we said, it most likely does not apply to food, but it's from everything that we said so far, it's the close to biblical prohibition, if it would be. But could you repeat your example again? The question?
I'm saying there's bread, right? No,
bread,
something, whatever it is.
Yes.
And then I put chunky peanut butter on it, okay? Why? To make it look more presentable, whatever it is, okay? But the thing is...
But when you said presentable is not allowed. So if you want just to cover the surface, there is no problem.
No, I agree with you, but what's the problem with the malacha b'klal? The problem is with smoothing it out. My question is like this to make it more simple. Can it be possible to smooth out chunky peanut butter because the chunks make it never smooth?
Yes. So I would say it does not apply because it's just I never seen the chunky peanut butter. But I only saw the regular when it's like one mass, so there is no chunks inside. But okay.
Understood.
So okay, so continue. Using a scoop. Okay, here's our example. One who uses a scoop to dish out food, for example, ice cream, from a utensil is not smoothing the previously uneven surface. Therefore, he may use a scoop in this manner on Shabbos. Okay.
Rabbi, what if this makes sense if it's a new ice cream, but if it's an old what's it called? If it's an old carton, right? And this side looks like this and that side is uneven, so on and so forth. Then this shouldn't apply, and I'm not allowed to use a scoop, no?
It doesn't. I mean, your aim is to get ice cream. Yeah, that's it. You don't care whether it's smooth or not smooth, and still it's only going to be smooth in one place. You smooth like we said a spread, so to make spread like even and looks nice across the whole surface. But here it's only in one place. You understand? So it would not be applied. Okay, would not apply. Continue. B soap. Okay, so here we go. That's a big one. Okay, bar soap. So bar soap, right? That's the problem. The poskim of early times ruled that the use of the soap on Shabbat violates the melacha of memareach, smoothing, and might also violate the melacha of scraping. Okay, so let's see, there is a comment. Using the bar soap might also violate the prohibition on molit. Create a new entity on account of the leather that create through its use. Okay, so let's try before we continue. Let's finish. Let's only a few sentences. It is difficult to understand why this should apply to our modern bar soap, which are smooth to begin with. Nevertheless, contrary to contemporary poskim, agree that it is forbidden to use the bar soap on Shabbat. So let's see what is the bar soap. There are actually more issues with the bar soap. So they say what is the problem? That you smoothen it. So whatever was before, you make it more smooth. And plus, I just added, it's not here, but it's obvious if you have some company logo, some picture or some letters. So for sure you're going to erase these letters a little. Whatever right? And the plus they say scraping, right? Scraping, and plus they say when you create bubbles, right? So these bubbles did not exist before, right? When you apply this bar soap. So there is a different prohibition. We spoke about briefly. It's molit. Molit is something that did not exist before Shabbos. So it's something like a new entity, right? So that's one of another prohibition. So basically, we don't use the bottom line. We don't use the bar soap on Shabbos. Okay, continue. Liquid soap. That's what we use. Liquid soap is widely used on Shabbos. The vast majority of poskim hold that the fluid consistency excluded from the prohibition of smoothing. However, some poskim maintain that because the liquid soap does not have thickness, does have some thickness, its use of Shabbos is forbidden. It is recommended that one mix water into the soap, preferably before Shabbos, until it is watery. The soap is then permitted according to all poskim. So usually if the better quality soap, I would say, right? It's more like thick consistency, and that's what you pay a little more money. So basically, according to some poskim, it's not good. You have to add some water, so it's like more liquidy. Okay, go ahead.
So the question is like this. Let's say, no, I don't see why it would be that much of a problem. But why wouldn't it count as creating something new if I make liquid, let's say, liquid soap, I make it into foam? It won't count as anything?
Usually it's not you make it in the foam. It's not totally new. No. I mean, I hear you. It's not totally new. It's based on existing. I'm not sure why they say bubbles. I'm not sure.
Because I'll give you this example. No, I don't know. There are a lot of factors to this. Let's say I take soap in my hand, right? Okay, this liquid soap. Then I put some of it under the sink, right? So that a few drops fall. And now just by me putting my hand under the sink, it turns into foam, right? Before I rub my hands together and so on and so forth, right? Okay.
Okay.
So maybe this would take away the malach of smoothing, right? Perhaps. But the actual making it into foam, I made it into foam for no reason before, pretty much, no? So maybe it
No,
does.
no, no. It was. I mean, I hear what he's saying. So the foam is. It's not like I don't know. Somehow I tell it somehow like even I understand the foam, but the bubbles, most of the bubbles come from the bar soap. That's for sure. You understand? So your foam is not totally different from it's like exactly the same soap, but with a little water.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah, that's I would say this is a difference. Okay.
So let's think. Is there any difference between me, let's say on Shabbos, right? I put water into the bottle of soap, right? Or if I put soap into my hand and put it onto the sink first and then make it into foam so that it doesn't count as.
Exactly. So the question was, what is the difference? So until you put some water, so you first start using this questionable soap, I would say this way. You understand? So I mean, of course, like after 3 seconds, 4 seconds, you already fix the situation. But for these 4 seconds, you are in a questionable zone. But if you add water to the liquid soap, so like I mean, end result is the same. Right? But initially, you start using something that is permissible. That's according to everybody.
Okay.
Okay, continue. C, deodorant. The aerosol and roll on the deodorant. Aerosol and roll on deodorant may be used on Shabbos because they use liquid. Okay, that's straightforward. Number 2, solid deodorant. A solid gel deodorant may not be used on Shabbos because because in applying it, one smoother it smears the stick. That's for sure. Okay. D, lipstick and chapstick. Using lipstick or chapstick on Shabbos with milach of memarayach. In applying it, one inevitably smoothens the stick. And then plus, as we said, lips also. It's not only stick. Okay, go ahead. Any question?
Yes. So my question is like this. Let's say, kind of like lipstick, there are these things called gel highlighters that you use on very thin pages. You know the type of highlighters I'm talking about? Not out of paint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So those highlighters, right? Now, once you write something down, let's say on a piece of paper, okay, then I don't know, you could smudge it with your finger and it can get, you know, a little shady, you know, yellow, whatever color it is on the other side, okay?
Yes.
So my question is, would this count as smoothing or do we already count it as smooth? Since it can still go somewhere else, right? Shows it's a little thick or something. Or you see my question?
Okay, so and so your smoothing is with a finger?
Exactly. Does that count as smoothing?
No, it's not. No.
Oh, got it.
I mean, it's almost dry and it has no like consistency.
Understood.
Understand? Okay. So E, brushing teeth with a toothpaste. It is forbidden to brush one's teeth with a toothpaste on Shabbos. Doing so violates the prohibition of memarech. I mean, of course, you smooth this toothpaste. Okay. I mean, they sell some in Judaic store. This is Shabbos toothpaste. So basically, it's very, very liquidy. So how does it help? Don't ask me. I don't know how does it help. Okay. Continue. Facial creams and hand creams. All solid facial and hand creams may not be used on Shabbos. They violates the melacha of mereach. The same applies to the thick lotion. Liquid creams and lotion may be used. So I mean, if she wants to remove the makeup, so that's what she needs to use. Okay. G. Yeah.
Where's the brushing teeth with toothpaste? Even brushing teeth without toothpaste shouldn't be allowed. No.
Why is that?
I guess the bristles might smoothen your teeth. No.
No, they're not. I mean, there is the prohibition of. I'm gonna ask you. We said the prohibition of squeezing. Right. So that's the second issue. So, but if you, for example, if you put like a lot of water into your mouth, right, and you brush your teeth with the water, so that there is no squeezing into the water. You understand? So they would sample scheme would allow. So okay, but for sure without any toothpaste, for sure. So or some sample scheme allow dry toothbrush. Okay. Facial creams. Okay, so putting wax on the braces. So here we go. Those who wear braces on their teeth often stick gulps of wax onto the metal wires in order to prevent them from irritating the gums. Okay. It is not clear whether this is permitted on Shabbos. Generally, the sages prohibit placing thick substance onto surface, even if one does not smooth it out, as we said before, because the prohibition, possibly one may inadvertently smooth it out. This would seem to indicate that the activity is forbidden. Therefore, one who wishes to use this wax on Shabbos must consult halachic authority for guidance. So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but let's say it might cause you to bleed without the wax. 100% it's probably better to use the wax, no? Because wax may be smoothing out. That no, both are maybes actually, so I don't know.
So I would say do it before Shabbos. I don't know.
But
so before Shabbos, there is no problem whatsoever.
The one thing I'm not sure, because I lost my wax a long time ago, is what I'm not sure. Maybe during your meal you have to take it off, or you don't eat it next. So so you end up with the problem on Shabbos because the wax doesn't stay in your mouth.
So you mean that you're going to swallow it? That's what it's saying?
No, not swallow it, but you have to take it off or something like that. So you're gonna have to put it back on Shabbos.
I'm not sure. I have no idea how this works. It's a like big chunk that you put on.
It's like mamish Play-Doh, a very small piece of Play-Doh you put on over there, on the back of your teeth, whatever you need. Yeah. So the question.
But the way I understand wax, it should stay there, no? Even if you eat, I mean, unless you eat like very hot food that is going to melt it, but otherwise it should stick, no?
I don't know if I have a full mouth full of food, I don't know if it stays there or not. I have absolutely no clue. That's all. Because for example, you have to wear the rubber bands with braces, and those fall off almost every time. So.
Okay, so next one, ear plugs. It is questionable whether one is permitted to use wax ear plugs on Shabbos. So wax is original ear plugs, right? Therefore, one who wishes to make use of them must consult halachic authority. So basically, you have to like shape them, right? You have to shape them and then put it into your ears. That's the thing. Okay, so let's see what time is it. I thought we could finish, but we cannot. It's too much material. So we can stop here. You can go with the questions. Okay, Israel, go ahead. You're too quiet today, so go ahead. Shoot.
I did the preparation of salad, but I'm not clear about this preparation because I clean all the lettuce before Shabbos, and on Shabbos I practically did nothing. I just added the oil and the salt, nothing else. So my question is, at which point you are allowed to prepare salad in usual ways on Shabbos?
No, you're allowed to. So before your meal. So for example, you want to eat. You're allowed to make you make for yourself fresh salad. With lettuce, it's not so simple. I mean, if you want, I can send you videos, or you can check how to check the lettuce. It's not so simple. There are bugs in the lettuce. So first we have to I mean, I don't want to spend time because you better watch the video step by step. It's some videos like 15 minutes or so, right? So basically, check. You have to soak it. Give you only summary highlights, right? Into the soapy water, right? Soap that is usually we use edibles, not edible, with a kashrut stem soap, basically, because if you don't wash it well, you're going to eat the soap. So make sure it's not kosher soap. So basically, you wash it well, right? Let it dry. So you rinse it a few times. I'm not sure how many times, and then you check for bugs. So not every bugs, not all of the bugs are going to be rinsed by the soap. You understand? So you wash it. You watch it like you look at it against the light. It's kind of like a good light, right in the middle of the day. You understand? So it must be good. Or like what I do, I watch, look at it under the the magnifying glass. So I have this magnifying glass with the light, and it's like 10 times bigger, like 10 times. So it's very good thing, and I can see all of the minute details. So and I did find not very often because we wash very good, but I did find some bugs.
But are you looking for live bugs or dead bugs?
For any bugs, it doesn't make any difference. You're not allowed to eat bugs, period. If you eat the live bug, it adds another prohibition. Eating live animal. You understand? I mean, it's forbidden anyway, but for it depends on kind of bugs, how many legs it has. Right? It's flying, not flying. So basically, this one bug, it could be, I guess, if it's live, in like 6 prohibitions even.
But this lettuce I bought the other day is, I think it is more expensive because it's pre-washed. Still, I look very closely. I couldn't find.
Okay. All right. So there are two kind of pre-wash. So in for us in Jewish kosher stores, right? That they sell pre-washed lettuce, exactly, right? But that one they have a kashrut stamp that it was checked by Jews. You understand? It was by religious Jews, so they put a stamp. So if amigo checked it and say it's washed, so you have to understand for not Jews there is no problem to eat bugs. You understand? It's not. I mean, of course, it's better that they're dead. But for us, since we know that there are bugs, even though very tiny, maybe with a naked eye, it's hard to see them. But we know that for sure that they're there, or might be like very big possibility. So we must check. And the regular light is not enough. Understand?
So, but my question is, if you did all before Shabbos, which melachas are allowed to do regards to this food on Shabbos?
No, you can basically, right? You can wash vegetables. For example, you need tomatoes, right? You want cucumbers, right? So you can wash them if needed, right? You can cut it in pieces, mix it, and you can put oil, you can put salt, you can put vinegar, whatever you want to put. There is no problem.
So putting all these elements would be, in other case, other than food, would be forbidden?
Other food, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're talking about. So we're talking about food.
Because
right?
as far as I understood, there are some melachas that are allowed if it is food. For example, mixing oil, salt, putting salt over the salad.
Yes.
Maybe these actions would be forbidden in other cases that they are not
correct.
food.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have any examples at this point, but yes, you're right. It would be forbidden some, I think the good example that we just described, right? We said the Trima said, so that there is no prohibition when you smooth foods, but he said better if you want blessing, don't do it. You understand? So, but the action looks exactly the same. It is a thick substance. You have a butter, right, of margarine, or whatever you have, and it's smooth on top of whatever. So with other substances, it would not be allowed. Or you have a mayonnaise, right? So you spread it, I don't know, a piece of bread, whatever.
So one last little question is about the metal plate for Shabbos. If you can put bread over there to make it toast.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Directly, without any second.
Okay, so, not to make it toast. I don't know. Okay, it's a good question.
Right. What's it called? In regards to this, I don't know how, but I think even for Shalosh Shudas, there's this one family I know, a Frumer family, and they're able to get it completely warm on Shabbos.
No, but he's not talking about warm. Warm, there is no problem. It's a bread you can warm up. He said about making toast. Toast is an improvement to the bread. So basically, it's like a bacon after bacon. It's frying after bacon. I would say toast.
For Sephardim, it's allowed, but I think I read somewhere that only for Sephardim they are allowed to toast, but still I don't know how to make it toast. For sure, maybe for Ashkenazim, it would be forbidden to toast bread.
No, because you see, we go by stricter opinion that there is a bacon after bacon after cooking and cooking after baking. So now, first it was baked, right? This thing was baked, right, inside of the oven, this bread, and now you're trying to cook fry it, basically, right? When you put that's how you fry things.
So if we follow the Ashkenazi custom, it would be forbidden to toast bread.
Yes.
Oh,
warm up.
Okay.
Warm up. There is no problem. So if it was on, so as David was telling us, so if it was, there is one condition there. So this bread must be on a black before Shabbos. I mean, there is no problem. You just put on before Shabbos, then you can return. There is no problem, basically.
And if you put the bread after Shabbos, a bread that was cold outside the bledge,
No,
it is allowed. Or?
Yes, yeah. That is not. You see, with the solid foods, there is no with the dry. With the dry foods, there is no water. It's not cooking, and it was 100% cooked, baked. I mean, right? So there is no water to evaporate, so there is no problem. So that's the thing. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah,
yes. Okay, let's say someone broke Shabbos, okay, right? HaShem. And he says, want to do TeShuva, okay? So at one point, 1 day, 2 days, 3 business days, after how many days is he allowed to join a minyan? When he regrets, when he,
I mean, as soon as he regrets even a little, that's enough.
Yeah.
You understand? So, but yeah, even a little. So that's minimum requirement. So of course we say that he has to like make a resolution never to do it again. He has to stop, but basically he did stop. He did last Shabbos, and he's not doing it as for now, right? Today is Wednesday. He's not doing it. Right? So that helps. And plus, two out of 3 he has a little regret. You understand?
What if, because we say that someone who wears a kippah, right? We right away assume keep Shabbos, correct? Agreed?
Yes.
Okay. So
unless it's a special kind of kippah. I'm not going to say it in the video, but it's what I noticed. People who wear special kind of kippah, some, right? Not all 100% of these people, they think that they're allowed to talk in Shabbos, very like obnoxiously, and they like into like wear different color, like a Barbie, like I don't know, like red, like orange, like neon green. You understand? And it comes with a kippah. So kippah tells about a lot of about the person. It's not all about your preference, about your it's your hashkafa is in a kippah.
Right here. So cool. I want to know what people you're talking about. Anyways, so let's say you saw him breaking Shabbos Friday, Saturday, whenever it was. Okay, you see him breaking Shabbos, right? This person didn't wear a kippah. Then Wednesday comes, he starts wearing a kippah. Can you think he did TeShuva, like for breaking Shabbos?
I think so. Yes, I think.
Understood. Okay.
So I mean, if he's a kosher person, generally kosher, we must assume that he like did TeShuva right away. So it's not one of the reasons, as we learned in Chafetz Chaim, it's not allowed to question him.
Just to better phrase my question, I mean, he never kept Shabbos and he starts wearing a kippah.
Okay, so it's a big step. It's a big step to wear a kippah. You know. So it's a big step and big commitment. And I know people who've been going to shul for many years, and you meet them outside, like outside of the shul, they don't wear kippah. Like, how come? Like, I said, who is this guy? Oh, I know this guy. So where's your kippah? Where's your like? You know, so very unfortunate. So if he wears kippah, it's a big step up, big. And they say maybe these people, maybe this custom do not wear kippah. It's all people don't wear a kippah for a reason, and the reason they try to hide something, right?
Understood.
Okay,
that's all.
All right. So Israel, any questions? You good? Okay, so let's stop here. So tomorrow, 9 p.m., BeEzrat HaShem. Good night.